Big congratulations to last week's winners, Comic Fam. We got more hot comics to discuss. Another week, another list, and then now another one after that. We have more hot comic books making the runners-up list over on Key Collector Comics at the table virtually with Gem from GemMintCollectibles. How you feeling, my brother?
I'm feeling good, man. There's actually 19 honorable mentions if you go check out keycollector.com, but Tom and I are going to count down the top 10.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and use that code TOM101 over on the best comic book app in existence. It'll get you access to all the comic books we're going to discuss today, as well as 9 others you gotta see, the single price record breakers that happened this past week. Number 11 is Tomb of Dracula 1. The 9/6 sale was off the chain. But enough of that. Let's start them off at number 10 with some Green Lantern goodness, DC key worthiness with Green Lantern number 7, the first appearance of Sinestro.
We just talked about how DC keys are prime for speculation now, with Marvel taking off and DC keys kind of lagging behind. Green Lantern's number 1 nemesis. We have a CGC 5.5, which sold for $850 back in April. It's up 76%, now selling for $1,500.
Individuals getting a little frustrated with the amount of money being allocated to blue chip Marvel keys. Clearly, the DC keys are coming. They are rising. But when you compare them to the Marvel keys, I still think there is buy-in room. And proof is in the pudding when you look at number 9 on the list, X-Men number 7. We're talking about the second appearance of the Blob.
And what's funny is in our last video, you used X-Men 3, the first appearance of the Blob, for an example of how much Marvel keys are outpricing DC keys. A CGC 7.0 sold for $550 back in March for this X-Men issue 7. Now it's up 77%, selling for $976.
Not only is this the second appearance of the Blob, this is the first appearance of the machine that Charles Xavier utilizes to maximize his mental abilities. We're talking Cerebro. And at number 8, we're talking Kirby goodness with Commandy, the Last Boy on Earth, issue number 1.
The first appearance of Commandy, Jack Kirby's original creation, and if you can't afford this issue, they do have an enormous omnibus that you can go pick up if you want to read these classic issues. A CGC 9.8 sold for $540 back in November. It's now up 78%, selling for $960.
This is one of those cheaper key books that is very prestigious to collectors as well as readers because the story is so stellar. It has a bunch of weird, abnormal creatures, giant praying mantises and the like, a world that's filled with unique monsters. And at number 7, we have another unique monster. We're chatting about the ugly, the disturbing, the Abomination.
Tales to Astonish 90 still riding the wave from the Shang-Chi trailer. How big of a role will Abomination play in the movie? That's yet to be seen, but a CGC 9.0, which sold for $824 back in February, is up 88%, now selling for $1,550.
I got to hear from the community what you think about the Abomination being teased in trailer, something no one saw coming. We all thought he was going to be showing up in She-Hulk at best, but it looks like we're going to be seeing him months sooner. Just like we are bound to see a fight between 2 gods. We're talking about Hercules, we're talking about Thor, and the next one on the list is Thor 126.
Making its way at number 6, this is the classic battle with the classic cover, the title that was formerly Journey into Mystery, and we're reporting on a CGC 7.5. This book sold for $361 back in April, and it's up 92%, now selling for $692. This is all stemming from the rumors that we may see Hercules in the upcoming Thor movie, Love and Thunder. We already know Russell Crowe's going to be Zeusing around, playing the God of Gods, the King of Gods in the movie, but since Gore the God Butcher is going to show up, he's got to kill some gods, so we're probably going to see Hercules. Moving on to number 5 on the list, we have a single-digit Silver Age X-Men key, a first appearance of a unknown villain. We're talking about X-Men issue 8 with Eunice.
Eunice the Untouchable, raising those force fields up, causing a ruckus for our mutants. And with the mutants' inevitable introduction to the MCU, we are looking at a ton of collectors trying to secure single-digit X-Men keys, event keys, as well as second appearances. And this book has shot up in price double. We're looking at a 5.0 back in October going for $250, up 132% this week, selling for an all-new high for the first time ever of $580 on a difficult to secure and high-grade book, not just because of when it came out, but because of that white cover. And we're looking at some Avengers goodness next on the list with Avengers 69.
Nice. Number 4 on the list, the first appearance of a character that we've already seen on screen, the Grandmaster, played by Jeff Goldblum, the brother of the Collector. Maybe they are expecting to see him show up in Thor again since he first appeared in Ragnarok in the MCU. But either way, we have a CGC 9.0 which sold for just $300 back in April, up 150%, now selling for $750.
This is also a cameo of the Squadron Sinister, the evil team. We're talking about Hyperion, Dr. Spectrum, Nighthawk, and the Wizard. We also have, next on the list at number 3, another antagonist, a group of foes. We're talking about Bulldozer, Piledriver, Thunderbolt, and the Wrecker.
That's right, the first appearance of the Wrecking Crew. Coming in at number 3 on the list, it is Defenders issue 18. And we're reporting on a CGC 9.6, which sold for just $475 back in December, up 163%, now selling for $1,250. Now, moving on to number 2, we're talking Tales to Astonish 35, the first appearance of Hank Pym as the Ant-Man.
We got the second appearance of Hank Pym in comic books. Clearly, members are securing what key Ant-Man books they can prior to Ant-Man Quantumania. And the 8.0 is up a staggering amount. We're talking about the last sale happening in 2019 at $4,100 to be outdone this week with an increase of 168%. That's right, a new high of $11,000 this week. Before we get to the number 1 book that almost made our Hot 10 this week, let's remind the community how they can support your channel, Gem. You have a brand new exclusive coming out and a box full of swag.
That's right, we're doing something different with Dynamite. You know, we do give away monthly gem crates on the channel, and sometimes people just want to buy one. Now here's your chance. We're doing a Gem Mint Dynamite box where not only will you get a tote bag, t-shirt, bookmark, pins, and more, we also have an exclusive variant for Betty Page, Curse of the Banshee 1, drawn by Jay Lee. He even drew a little gem on her ring finger. We also have an RSVP bonus. If you RSVP now, and you end up purchasing, you're going to receive a limited edition Joe Jusko Witchblade trading card signed by Joe Jusko, my favorite artist, the artist that got me into comics, which is limited to only 400.
Comic fam, support your fellow members. You know I'm getting a box, and I got to give a big spoiler warning because number 1 on the list has shot up on our list because of one reason and one reason only: the Black Widow movie. So we're getting into something major here, but comics can't slow us down, comic fam. So let's get into it. We have number 1 on the list, Deadpool Max number 5. We're talking the first appearance of, out of Marvel continuity, the female Taskmaster.
Last spoiler warning for Black Widow in 3, 2, 1. That's right, Taskmaster revealed to be none other than Draco's daughter, the daughter that Black Widow thought she killed as collateral damage when she thought she killed Draco. Dang, they're both hard to kill. Anyway, a whole new character for Taskmaster in the MCU, and it caused this book to shoot up. This is the highest percentage increase that I've ever reported in doing this a year with Tom every single week. This book in a 9.8 sold for just $25 back in 2015, and it's up 3,500%, now selling for $900. Not that big of a dollar amount, but that percentage increase is crazy.
We also have a second sale. This was not an anomaly that hit just $100 shy of $800. But here's the thing. Do we expect to see this version of Taskmaster again? And doubling down on the uniqueness of this comic book, this is out of continuity, completely different character design, a different character altogether. Do you see this book long-term having legs? I have to know your thoughts in the comment section below, comic fam. And as always,
geek responsibly and stay minty fresh.
Enough said. Comic fam, I appreciate you watching that video. If you like, comment, and subscribe, it'll enter you to win this Peach Momoko TMNT 110 trade dress exclusive. And we also have 2 other videos for you to check out. Get caught up on the last Hot 10 with Gem Mint and peep the last podcast. We made it for you. Have a great week.